Hi guys, this is Malleus and welcome back to World of Tanks. Today we will be taking a look at the one, the only Captain America himself, the T34 Heavy. T34 is of course a Tier 8 premium heavy tank. It's, I think besides Löwe, is the most expensive premium that you can buy today, if I'm not mistaken. If I am, just write something shitty in the comment section. It's your prerogative and you can do it. You know you can do it. So, T34, what can I say about this tank? I feel like Mr. Bean talking about Whistler's mother. What can I say about the painting of Whistler's mother? So, yeah, enough with the jokes. Now comes the serious part. If I can describe it in one word, it would be, I think, hull down. Why do I say that, you might ask? Let me paint you a picture of Whistler's mother. No. Um, let's go into armor layout. And this thing shows you everything. You have an epic gun mantlet, which is 297 millimeters thick. And that's just impenetrable from the front. Sides are a bit shitty, but it's very well sloped if you're facing an enemy. So, I mean, you can get penned in the cheeks from a high powered gun if you're, in a tier 10 battle, because this doesn't have a preferential matchmaking like the IS-6 does. So, if people who know want to shoot you, they will probably shoot you in the less red uh, area around the gun mantlet and probably pen. But yeah, you will get a lot of ricochets as well. The turret is, of course, Commander's Hatch is, of course, the weak spot here, but everything is really well sloped. So yeah, try it. If it doesn't work, repeat. The sides are 127, and surprisingly enough, the big lump of steel on the back is 203 millimeters thick. So if, for example, you are driving the IS-6 or something like that with, I don't know, 175 pen, don't hit him in the back of the turret because you won't do shit to him. Try instead to hit him in the engine if you can see it, or if you can't, if the turret is the only thing that you can see, try to hit him just below uh, this red part, because with the ricochet mechanic, uh, it will probably go down and kill somebody inside. Maybe Whistler's mother, who knows? Anyways, so the gun. The gun is, how do I put it in a word which is not epic? Hmm. It's epic because it has 248 penetration with standard AP rounds, 297 with premium APCR rounds, and well, 60 with the HE, but it does 515 damage with the HE, of course. Its average damage on the AP and APCR rounds, respectively, is 400. To be brutally honest, I've had a metric button of games where the average roll actually would be around 360 or 370. At least on the PC version. I haven't played it that much here, so I cannot really judge. And of course, I think it depends on what kind of armor are you trying to penetrate. Of course, because if you are trying to penetrate, I don't know, an IS-4, if you penetrate, you will probably do less damage than penetrating, I don't know, an AMX CDC, for example. So, but nevertheless, great gun. However, it has a catch. Um, its rate of fire is really slow. I think it's 15 seconds. Yeah, it says there on the right, 15 seconds, but that's standard without the equipment on. I think if you put a gun rammer on, you can, you know, go down to 12 or something like that. And of course, you have the premium consumables like case of cola and stuff like that, which can help. But I don't know. The the other really important bit is the aiming time, which on this tank is 3.4 seconds, and that's a lifetime. Trust me, that's really a lifetime. So you really have to prepare yourself mentally for this tank because it has a great turret. It really does. It will absorb damage like no other. However, it has a paper thin hull. As you can see, it's really green and it's really shitty, and everything can pen you. You can side scrape a bit, I guess, but the guys that know how to pen you when you're side scraping will just hit you in the green section, on the side, and they will pen, of course. So definitely hull down, and more hull down. Um, the engine on this has 810 horsepower, uh, but it's and of course 20% of fire chance. Um, Another great thing about this tank is the gun elevation and depression. Depression goes down to -10, and the elevation goes to +15. So, what did I forget? Okay. So the equipment that I use is the recommended one. It's the good God, what's it called? My English, that's really bad. It's the gun rammer, the enhanced gun laying drive, and vert stabs. Definitely get that. Don't get anything else because the aim time will kill you. Um, as you can see, my ammo loadout is 30 AP, 3 APCR, and 1 HE. I I don't know because HE does 515 damage average. However, it's not a fast loading gun, so you cannot really switch between them as you would like. That's why I stick to AP, and I don't know if there is really a critical situation where I have a very tough opponent and the game is on the line, I load a premium APCR round. So to sum it up, pros and cons. Pros: highest alpha damage on a tier 8 heavy, highest penetration on a tier 8 heavy, excellent depression. And great frontal turret armor and mantlet, and of course the rear turret armor. Cons is a below average view range, which is I think 360. Very shitty hull armor, and it's a really slow moving tank, so yeah, you have to watch out. Your reload is shit, and DPM is shit. Um, Another thing is that well, I really advise you to play this more as a TD than a heavy. You cannot lead charges in this. You cannot go YOLO because as soon as people see your hull, it doesn't matter upper, lower, they will hit you and then they will pen you. It's not if, it's when. So, yeah, I think I've babbled on long enough, so let's see the gameplay. Okay, we are on MURICA. As you can see, it's a tier 9 game. We have 3 tier 9 uh, tanks on each side. Um, my role here will be hull down on this side because I know there are some hills in front. And of course, in front of me, the invincible YOLO E50. Because why wouldn't you YOLO in an E50? Yeah, beats me. Um, to be completely honest, this wasn't my original episode for this tank because I made one yesterday when I had a pretty decent game. I really wanted to push it out as quickly as I could, but yeah, I don't want to spoil anything, so just watch and enjoy. Um, I was actually in a dilemma: should I go over or on the side of this hill? But then I realized if I go over, I might be um, exposing my tank more than I should. So I near this part very, very slowly. I aim, and of course I didn't aim fully, and I miss. However, I'm not really sure that it would have gone into his weak point on the top of the cupola, but yeah. So I aim again, and I miss again. I really feel like a fucking stormtrooper sometimes. I'm really that bad. However, I miss again. Go figure. This gun is really something else. You know, it can give you such joy when it hits, but my God, when you start missing it, you need a pack of cigarettes just yeah, of course. Finally, one shot into him. That's around 400 damage done already. And as we can see, this guy won't be so lucky. So 416 this time. Let's watch. Well, actually, let's try to keep track of its average damage here because, as I said, on the PC version, it was definitely below average. So I won't count that last one because he only had a bit under 200 HP. I'm trying to go for the track, and of course I do some damage. Again, it's over 400, and of course he bounced from my turret. So yeah, bounced again. Yeah, this was a very, very tricky shot. I knew that it's not gonna go inside, but I took it anyway because sometimes you have to shoot and just shoot and try to crank out as much damage as you can, even though it doesn't pass. So 396, really close to 400. So far it's okay, I guess. We have an M103. The M103 also has a very thick turret, but if you have a decent enough pen gun, you can pen the cheeks. My gun is definitely a decent one, but I can't seem to, drive this tank. Well, I complained once about it, and I don't want to repeat myself, I guess. But the controls, I really wish they gave you the option of, yeah, this is it. This is what I thought. Uh, I would really want them to give us the option of controlling your tank through the I guess arrows on the side, or what's it called? Um, yeah, another miss, of course. I really wasn't expecting this to pen. But now I have a KV-13, and KV-13 got 358 into him. So as I said, 360. I mean, it's all still in the domain of 400 average, I guess. I And now I try to shoot him in the hull, and yeah, there it goes, 422. The KV-13 just disappeared. He moved away because he's smart, and I'm not. I'm just tunnel visioning this these two tanks in front of me, and then they said they spotted us, and I tracked this guy, and then I feel something on my back, and you see the hull traverse and the turret traverse is really really tragic, and I tried to hit him, and then I hit him. Well, not actually, I miss him. He sets me on fire because this engine is shit, and luckily for me, my buddy helps me, and he wants me to pull back, but I'm sure that I can take advantage of this position a bit more, so I say no. Then I realize the T20 8 prototype has managed to come this far, and I send him back to the garage. So I know there are two arties, and they are both on my side, so I decide to push, and I spotted the M103 go over there, and of course this was really lucky because he could have definitely shot me. He wouldn't kill me, but nevertheless, he would have done some damage. And then I realized, oh yeah, there's a T29 here. Who shot me? Bastard. But he's dead as well. That's kill number 4. So, two arties. And there is 4 of us and 4 of them. An arty and 3 heavy tanks on our side, and an RT, a heavy, and 2 tank destroyers on their side. Of course, it's 4-3 now. So I'm a bit concerned right now because, this is a heavy tank. I mean, what if they start the cap? I'm not sure that I would be able to return in time. Their RT is probably aiming at, I don't know, Himmelsdorf or wherever. And he's the victim number 5. So, decided to come back, and in my opinion, it's more important to save the base than try to capture the enemies. Well, that's my humble opinion. You can have yours, and of course it all depends on the situation. If you are the guy that can change the course of the game, always death base and then attack. So my friends near the base spotted the first TD, and luckily they kill him. He was obviously on something really really low, under 100 HP. My track is busted, my fuel tank is busted, my radio is busted, so my only way to help my friends is let them spot for me. Luckily, there's an enemy in our base, which means I can shoot somebody. So this KV4 is just tunnel visioning, and I put a nice hit into him. Unfortunately, I get a hit in return, and I'm down to 172 HP, which is really, really gonna make my day not good, I guess. I set the KV4 on fire. He bounces off of my turret again, and then I realized that shooting KV4 won't be my priority now, because the T25/2 is a more important target. Luckily for me, he stopped and got killed. You got it in the face, bro. So it's one tank left. It's the KV4. I'm trying to find the shot. I already have 6 kills, and this is the kill number 7. So GG, everybody. Yeah, America. So, as you can see on the after battle results, 153,000 credits, 3,540 experience, 4,578 damage, and finally my fucking mastery ace tanker in this tank. I mean, it's just I'm speechless. As you can see, I got the steel wall, I got the high caliber, I got a ton of medals. You know, this was probably the best game I've ever had in this tank. I think we can count in my PC version of this game as well. Pretty happy how this turned out. So now the verdict, I guess. Is this tank worth 12,000 gold? Honestly, even with this match in front of you, um, hmm, if you're a beginner, well, a beginner, if you have some battles under your belt, I guess, um, but you're not that good, I would suggest the IS6 because it's much easier to drive. It's much more nimble. It has a more effective armor. It does have a worse gun in terms of penetration, but um, you can that way you can learn where to shoot the guys. On this tank, it's just point and shoot practically because 248 goes through almost anything. So yeah, I would definitely suggest the IS6. And if you are a bit better, I guess, at this, if you know how the mechanic works, yeah, definitely buy this tank because oh my god, it's so good. I mean, I'm not a unicum in this game, and I really do try my best, but um, it's games like this that really make it for me. So I guess, yeah, a great tank, but you have to drive it like a TD. Just go into TD mode wherever you drive this tank. I think that will be all from me for today. Thank you very much for watching. If you liked it, comment, like, subscribe, or whatever. See you next time, guys.